Good evening, everyone. Welcome on deck. It's Friday. Rob, I'm always pumped. We got MLB in full swing. We got college baseball regionals for me. It's a great time for me. I love college baseball with all
I
my,
know you love your some, you
you
got
know,
me looking up stuff. So I saw the Florida Gators one
yeah,
today. So that's
Florida,
always a
Florida
good
squeaked
thing.
in, which was I was a little surprised because I think they only ended up like one or two games over
Yeah,
500.
one game like over five, but I was very surprised they made it. But hey, they made it,
They
and
made it, one game over, and they got bounced in two games in the SEC tournament. But when you play a strong non-conference schedule and then you play in the SEC, if you think the SEC football is tough, go look at baseball where you got 10 teams, 10 to 12 teams making the postseason tournament. But obviously I'm happy because my Yankees are doing solid
yes,
without
my
Garrett Cole. Uh, but how you doing, Rob? I'm
yeah,
I'm
we're
Russ
good.
Morgan, Rob Mosely. I got a little ahead of myself there, Rob. Sorry.
No problem. It's all good. To back it up in podcast, Russ and I just talked about that behind the scenes that you know both of those guys are done for the season. I mean, the one thing is they hadn't really played much anyway. If you look at so because Means, he's been struggling with injury. He's already had Tommy John. Both of them, I believe, have already had Tommy John, and they may have to go through it again. But so since we got an Orioles fan in the house right now, Russ, we can talk some Orioles first. So, do you think the Orioles will be in the market, or are they content with some of their young guys out on the farm to step up, and they still got a decent rotation?
I mean, their rotations. Yeah, I mean, I think they might be able to weather the storm. Whenever Grayson Rodriguez comes back, he's still got Kramer, Irvin, Corbin Burns. You might be able to weather it, but I think the Orioles see now they're in a win now mode. They see they want to you want to capitalize on this youth, especially when you got this youth under a controllable contract. So I think they're in win now. They might. I think they'll probably try to pick up either pick up a long reliever, a starter. Somebody will be on the market. These teams will be sellers. So and as we're seeing, it's a very competitive AL East with the Yankees looking solid right now.
Oh, I know for sure. I mean, yeah, your Yankees are, stepping ahead of the competition. I hate to say those are painful words. My Red Sox are 3.5 games behind. They still haven't signed Corey to an extension, so that's the talk in the Boston Red Sox because he's done after this season as far as contracts. So I don't know if they're just testing it to say him and the new general manager if they get along and as a test season, and then if they don't, he moves on, or do they up him? Because he will get hired quick by someone.
Oh, quick,
He has,
very quick.
yeah, he has the resume. So who knows on that front? And I know. Well, since we're talking about injuries, let's get all the negative stuff. So what did you hear on the Braves front?
Oh, what? Ronald Acuna out for with torn ACL out for the year. For me, I mean, obviously he hasn't been really, he's been struggling, but that's still a big loss for a Braves team with how hot the Phillies look for how I feel. And
Oh no, the Phillies are just like been on fire. Hey, back it up, and you can give us some of your best prospect for Kellen Jansen. So, Kinsley Jansen, we would be happy very much to unload them to you since we're in a not such a great year. Oh man, so I think you would have to pay extra though because you're in the same division. But we'll see. The Red Sox historically don't really sell because they never want to send that message to their fans. I mean, this is obviously a year that they should get because Jansen's gone after this year anyway. So you
I
know.
know. Back it up. I like Grayson Rodriguez a lot, and I think that was probably for me a big piece of the rotation. He started pitching better as of late, and he was pitching good before he got hurt. So I mean, that's still a solid 1-2 with guys who can eat innings. And you got Burns, who's a frontline starter, and Grayson Rodriguez, who's definitely before he hit the 15 DL was showing he can be that solid number two. So I mean, they're scary. But I do think they'll probably try to add at that deadline mark, and they definitely have a very deep minor league system. As I mean, if you followed their AAA affiliate, they got 6 to 8 guys in the top 100.
No, they still do. They got a couple, and then I was reading that they actually have a couple guys that may be ready for call ups. One of them's like their number 8. I think their top pitching prospect, but maybe number 8 overall. So they may call him up due to these injuries sooner than later. So I guess that would be another test. And
I mean, they
on
got
that
guys
front.
like Heston Kjerstad who got a little cup of coffee, but it's a guy who's probably starting on any other team, but he's blocked. And you got a lot of these good prospects. Kyle Stowers is blocked. There's another top 100 guy because I mean you got these guys just can't really send down a hot hitter or bench a hot hitter. They tried that with Jackson Holiday, didn't work out. I don't know how well he's doing in the minor leagues. I haven't really checked up,
Yeah.
but
Well, it says meanwhile, top pitching prospects Chase McDermott, Orioles number 8, and Cade Povich are close to earning their first big league call ups. So we will see on that front. So those are the guys that were mentioned as possible call ups next in line on the Orioles. Their Back It Up Binge podcast. So anyway, yeah, I just want to touch on the Acuna thing. It is a horrible, he wasn't having the greatest season up to his standards, but he's still one of the premier players in the league. So yes, it's a big blow. But for you Braves fans that happen upon this podcast, do remember the last time he got hurt, the Braves went on and won the World Series that year. It's a team game, so they can overcome it. And I don't, they're definitely going to be in the playoffs. Now you can probably definitely go and bet that they're not going to be in the playoffs. I just said those words. But they're going to be in the playoffs. They're a solid team. And, right now they just happen to be, in the same division as the, Phillies, who are kicking butt with 39 wins on the season already.
I mean, yeah. I mean, was it 2021? They lost Acuna. They made a big pickup, got Eddie Rosario. Adam Duvall was still on the team, so you had guys step up. I mean, I think that the Braves organization is solid, and I think they'll find a way to get around it, weather storm, maybe pick up a guy at the deadline, add an extra bat.
Yeah, no, probably so.
We don't need to talk about that lefty pitching prospect. I'll give you a break on that today.
That's all good. That's good stuff. I mean, yeah, the Braves would get there, man. The Braves are going to be, like I say,
lefty. Yeah, I think they'll be fine. Could be a more a wild card now, but you never know in baseball.
Hey, that's why they say it's a marathon, man. 162 game, team can all of a sudden get hot right at the end, make the wild card, and make a run to the World Series. So you never know, man. So
we've had it. We had it last year. So D-backs. You never thought the D-backs would make the Diamondbacks make the World Series. They did, or Texas. That was probably it was for very weird World Series, and those teams get hot at the right time. And that's how the Braves. That's how the Braves won it. They got hot. It just it carried in. They got hot right at the end of the season. Carried in. That's just baseball.
And what's weird about baseball? Again, real quick, not to bore people with the talk of my Boston Red Sox, but they're a weird team this year. They're very inconsistent. They're probably going to be around 500. They're 1 game under right now. They've been a couple games over. They've been a couple games under, but they've been hovering around that 500. But the weird thing is, Fenway is supposed to be one of the most ideal home field advantages in all of baseball because it's unique dimensions and creeks and corners. Green Munster, then a little pesky pole on the complete opposite side, then a center field that just has a ditch and a big wall where the bullpen is. Garage doors is crazy out there. But for whatever reason, the Red Sox, they're an above 500 team on the road. They're 17-13. At home, they're 11-9. and 16, and that continued last night. They returned home and they got swallowed by the Tigers. It's just, to me, it's just sometimes you just can't put a finger on what gets in a team. It's just weird.
It's just baseball. It's a weird sport, and in my opinion, baseball is one of the toughest. I know it. I know there's a conversation on it. In my opinion, playing baseball is probably the toughest sport to play. Just because you're an unbelievable athlete, in my opinion, doesn't mean you can play baseball.
Oh, I know for sure. I mean, it's hitting a round ball with a round bat, and not only that, it's not like it's a straight line ball coming at you. It's a ball that either is coming in really fast or has movement that dips right when you're about to swing. It dips low, it dips to the outside. I mean, you can look like a fool one at bat, and then the next at bat, you can hit a home run and look like you're a king. It's just, it's just baseball is a game of failure. That's what they've said for years and years and years, but it truly is. And that's why they've been saying it for years, because it's true. Baseball is a game of failure. You're in the Hall of Fame, back in the day. Now they got all these OPS stats and different things. But back in the day, if you got 3 hits every 10 at bats, you're in the Hall of Fame in your career, and you're an all-star and whatever. So we've said it before, like any field goal kicker that only kicks 3 out of 10 field goals, you're on the unemployment line, So in this one, you're in the Hall of Fame. So to me, yes, it is the most difficult thing to do in all of baseball is hit a baseball against major league. And then not only do you have to hit it, you're going against major league fielders out there that can track down most of the stuff. So you got to find a hole, hit it over a fence, find a gap, and most of the time, it's not a good result. Just like the old saying in throwing a football, only a couple, 3 things can come of it. Only one of them's good, 2 of them are bad. So, that's the old status of the old school football players. And hitting, a lot more negative can come than positive.
Definitely. We'll jump in AL East. We got the Yankees are 39-19 right now. In my opinion, they got them 2.5 games up right now, but that's because they played a couple more games than the Orioles, who are 35-19.
Yeah, you guys both are same in the loss column.
Yeah, same in the loss column, which is the only thing that matters. So even though it says 2.5, in my opinion, the Orioles are up on the Yankees because they've got the head-to-head as of now. They took 3 out of 4 against the Yankees in the first series in Baltimore. Looking good. Soto's as advertised, in my opinion. And talking about contract, I'd love it if they'd sign him now. But knowing what you know about Soto, it could be and knowing his agent, could be a long drawn out thing. And he wants big numbers.
Yeah, he wants big numbers. So I mean, that could happen if the Yankees are willing to give him those big numbers, and he just tells Boras, "Well, this is where I want to be," and then they give him so much money, and they're saying, "Well, it's going to be tough to beat that on the open market." So, but knowing Boras, he's probably telling his client, "Just get to the open market." He, this past offseason, some of his clients that didn't work out for him as like he was hoping. But this year, with a Soto out there, teams will bid, just like they proved, with Ohtani. If there's a big game-changing name out there, they will go get him. And he knows Soto's a ticket in his pocket because that is a big name that teams are going to clamor over. Like you say, if nothing else, the battle of the New York teams to see who gets his services.
Yeah, big name, and he's 26, going to be 27, so he's right in the middle of his prime. Unfortunately, those he'll probably get a 10+ contract, which is always a kind of a hang up. But if you win 2 World Series on a 10-year contract and you have 5 good years in baseball, that's a winning contract.
Yep.
Every other sport,
nowadays guys are playing older. I mean, JD Martinez is still smacking the ball in his third. So he would still be young at the end of that. It's not like some of these older guys that get those 10-year contracts and you're talking hitting their 40s by time their contract's over. Like what the Padres gave Bogarts. As much as I love Bogarts in Boston, it's just when I saw that contract, I'm like, oh, no way, you're going to pay. He's already had some injuries, and he's going to play till his 41 year of age. I mean, and insane money. So to me, it's like that was one contract I didn't complain about. I will always complain about them not signing bets, but that is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, I think they have to sign him. You can't let him walk. He's just too big of a piece in that, and he's proven he's too big of a piece with how the team has looked this year as opposed to the last couple of years. He just helps that lineup out and gives Judge uh, protection. And Judge is now starting to get hot. 18 home runs. It's just a just you don't really want to walk him, and the guy's got a hell of an eye at the plate too.
No, no, that's what he's known for, his discipline at the plate. So, like I say, it pains me to talk. So let's move on from the Yankees and let's go to the AL Central.
Oh, AL Central. All right. Well, Cleveland's still staying for Cleveland's looking good. I mean,
Yeah, they are.
I wrote them off when they lost Bieber, and they're still, standing pat, right there, one of the better records in baseball. Not really overpowering. Nobody's really overpowering. Jose Ramirez, 271, 16 home runs. But, I mean, he's playing, for me, Cleveland is playing just solid baseball, finding a way to get wins.
Yeah, no, they are. They are, man. I mean, they're getting close to 20 games over 500 already. So, that's very good. And then, but the Royals right there behind them. So, and even the Twins. I mean, those top three teams really, 6 games separate third from first. But any of those teams, if they get hot and they start playing against each other, those teams can evaporate quickly, and one of these guys could take control of the division. So it's just, I mean, outside of the White Sox in that division, I wouldn't be shocked if any team gives it a run, because I mean, I know the Tigers are 9 games out. I can't bash them too much because they beat the snot out of us last night. But the Tigers are at 28 and 28. So, they're still in it too. But really, those top 3 teams, any one of those to me can still win the division. But I would lean.
Royals, Twins. Royals looking good. Bobby Witt's 309 with 16 stolen bases. You're getting 9 wins from Seth Lugo. Salvador Perez batting 320 with 41 RBIs and 10 home runs. So, that's always nice to see. But yeah, I mean, the Twin. I feel like the Twins are always, they have years, hit and miss years, but the Twins seem to always be in it. They always find a way to sneak in. It's just a well-run organization, good coach, and a good baseball town, and find a way to get in, make some
Yeah,
noise.
no, you're right. I missed I don't know what age quite you are, but I was able to watch Kirby Puckett in his prime and all that. That was even though I was a Red Sox fan, but it was still fun to see Kirby Puckett play. May he rest in peace. When
Well,
passed away too.
What Kirby Puckett? That was like 91. They won.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So
those were some, and that old Metrodome, it was crazy. It's kind of like little upgrade on the Trop, maybe. I don't know. It was crazy too, though. Those white roofs, so many people would fly balls out there, and it was kind of fun to watch, though. And
the
so that's what I
Metrodome.
think.
I've actually played like 15 games in the Metrodome when I went to in college, and it's fun for about 3-4 games, and then it's after that you're like, this sucks.
Yeah,
because your arms are just beat to shit from that turf.
Oh.
But yeah, I mean, it's still an amazing season. You had the baggy there and right is what they call.
Oh, I know the wall. I know it's crazy. Yeah.
And then you always, they'd had the golden seat out there where Kirby Puckett hit it out in left center.
Yeah,
but yeah, they find a way to win. Over on the West, looking pretty weak in the West. You got Seattle a couple games over 500, Texas, who just coming off a World Series 500, and Houston, what, 7 games? So
Yeah. I still don't think Houston's dead. We counted them out. I could still see them somehow winning that division. So
I mean, yeah, they got to. I mean, you got a lot of postseason experience. I mean, you got Bregman, Kyle Tucker, obviously got Verlander. So
yeah.
they'll they'll find a way to get it done. I'm sure Houston will find a way to make it in somehow.
Oh no, that's what I'm saying. They will find a way, man. They're like I say, they're starting to play, and I hope they don't. I mean, I really do. I hope they don't. But I was like really counting the suckers out, and here they are, quietly hanging in there. I mean, only the last 10, they're only 4-6, but that whole division, no one's gaining ground really. So it's just like the best team over the last 10 is like 5-5, the Mariners. So it's just like none of them are that hot. So if one of them gets hot, that division can change in an instant. So
Oh, definitely. We can move NL East. Was it we got Phillies 39-18, so they got the best record right now. Right? Best record in baseball. Sure.
yeah, no, the Phillies are pretty darn good stacked team. What can I say? So I mean, it's
You
hard
can't
not
say
to
much. Yeah,
respect what their lineup is. So
Harper's got 13 home runs. Alex Baum's batting 308 with 47 RBIs. Rangers Suarez 9-1. Nola 6-2. Uh, I mean, they're a dangerous team. I mean, and you got
Alfred,
Trey Turner and Realmuto there. You know, dangerous team. I mean, I guess I think with the injury, that I think it's their division to kind of win now, but it's baseball. Who knows?
yeah, no, I know. I think I was thinking the Braves would win that division, and I wasn't saying the Phillies couldn't beat them in the playoffs because they've proven they can. I mean, when they don't win the division, but yeah, now I think I'm shifting, saying okay, Philly's not just some hot team that's played some weaker. They're starting to play really well, and we shall see here in the near future. So.
Then we got the Braves at 31-23. Obviously, uh, Ronald Acuna tore his ACL. He's out for the year, but we hit on that a little bit. Azuna's batting 312, 16 home runs. Uh, Chris Sales, if he's healthy, I mean, obviously he's had a lot of injury history in his career, so he's so far looked healthy, but he's had a lot of arm problems. So I mean, I think the Braves will be fine with Max Fried and Chris Sale. They can stay healthy, but Chris Sale, you never know. He was great when the Red Sox won it all, and then got his contract, and it didn't really pan out. So he's been off injured with the last couple of years. So you never really know.
Yeah, no, you don't, man. That's what that you never know. But right now is they're looking super solid as far as in that whole division. I mean, those top two teams that we
I
just touched
kind of
on.
find it, and this is a shot to the little brother in New York. Always the stepchild. You're in fourth place behind the Washington Nationals in the AL East, which is hilarious.
And really not that far ahead of the Marlins, despite the Marlins' horrid start where they couldn't even win a game. They only have 3 less wins than the Mets, so it's crazy.
Yeah, it's the Marlins. At least they're not the White Sox this year. So I mean,
Yeah.
they're 20-37. Yeah, pretty poor. Win loss record at home and on the road. But I mean, maybe they put
Oh yeah,
some.
no, they're basically, same win loss record home and away. But yeah,
I mean, they're 500 in the last 10 games. So yeah, I mean, you got the Marlins. Well, for Marlin fans here at the network, and if they are tuning in, we'll give Marlins a little positive.
yeah. Hey, no, I don't know. Hopefully Bobby joins us one day. We know he's one Marlins guy that would follow them. So
And we Brewers still leading the yeah, we one Marlin guy we know. We don't I don't know too many Marlins fans, but I do know
I don't
Bobby.
either. I know there's some on Twitter and stuff, but I don't know really that many. Because like I said,
Uh we got Brewers still holding strong with 10 games over 500, 33 and 23. But we got your pick to win the NL Central, coming on hot right now. St. Louis is 27-27, but 8-2 in the last 10 games.
yeah. No, yeah, exactly, man. So they're getting there, still got Brewers have a comfortable lead, but things can, like I say, quick. Tonight would be a good test because they're playing the Phillies in Philadelphia, so that would be a fun game to keep an eye
I
on
mean,
here
my
tonight.
my thing is with the if the Cardinals are competing, that's going to be a big name off the market because Nolan Arenado's name was hot that he might get moved. And if the Marlins are competing to make the playoffs, that's not going to happen. I know Arenado's, obviously Gold Glove third baseman, but what he does with the bat too. But I mean, it's a wide open division.
Yep. I just checked the game and the Phillies back. I wanted to talk about that real quick. The Phillies are up 3-1 on the Cardinals. I know we're off now, but I just wanted to say real quick about the on that one. So that's going to be a fun series to watch since they, in all the infinite wisdom, decided to put my Red Sox, who are playing right now, but I can't even put it on because it's on stinking Apple TV. But it is what it is. But hey, Scotty, I was going to say fins up, big batters up to you,
Yeah.
Scotty. I'm so
Well,
used to saying fins up to Scotty that it just almost comes out naturally. But
well, we got. I do. I do want to throw a little news. We're gonna have Paul Skeens, who's looking as advertised so far. June 5th will probably be his biggest test. They got Pirates, Dodgers. So that will be Skeens' biggest test. We'll see what he's got against that
oh,
lineup.
that's going to be that's much watched matchup. So that should be a lot of fun on that end.
And we got the Dodgers. You mean their Dodgers are just, 6.5 up right now, 36
Like
and
I say,
22.
just give. I say it every week, but
Yeah.
until they choke away, just give them their darn division
I
title
mean,
already.
if you wanted to get, I think if you people would give the Dodgers the World Series, in the off season, but Betts is swinging a hell of a bat. Otani's 14 home runs, Betts 322 average. I mean, they kind of Otani and Betts flip flopping for best average on the team every week. It seems.
No, yeah, no, for sure. I mean, like I said, I mean, it's hard to hate on the Dodgers as far as no, you cannot like them as a team and not like them or whatever. But as far as taking away from their accomplishment, it's hard to do. I mean,
I mean, it's
they're
it's
still up
it's a
there.
little shot where you got I'm watching the Dodgers the other day against the Mets, and you got this guy they bring Gavin Stone, who's what three or four pitcher throwing wicked sliders and curveballs and a fastball, and I'm like, this is the guy they wasn't even you know predicted to be one of their dudes, and he just he's the number three pitcher.
Yep. Hey. Yep. No, I agree. So
I
it's
think it is, yeah. Well, so remind me what it was, Scotty. I got not off the top of my head about our pitchers. Clark Schmidt's out for 4 to 6 weeks, a big loss for us. But I think right now the Yankees got the best ERA in baseball, starting pitchers, home runs, stolen bases. Yeah, or 39 most wins in baseball by pitching. Best ERA. That's Yankees at 2.77, Phillies at 3.08, Red Sox at 3.30, Dodgers at 3.32, Orioles at 3.33. Which your guy Bryson Bellows looking pretty, got 6 wins.
Here he goes. He goes 5 innings, less than 2 runs. I think we were at 15 or 16 straight.
Yeah, that I'm pretty sure they're still going. It kind of helps when you're playing the Angels.
Hey, the poor Angels.
But I'm happy. Their rotation. Luis Heels looking good. He's 7-1, and this was the guy. Only reason he made the starting rotation is because of an injury to Garrett Cole. So uh, we'll see when Cole comes back. Hopefully, maybe in the end of this month. I would hope. If not, if they're still rolling, push them to the All-Star break.
Yeah.
Get them if they're looking as good as they are. Get as much time as he can to stay healthy. But I know we had a nice little list that we got earlier in the week. If we want to, just talk about that.
Okay. Yeah, this guys is the chat GPT that I found there. Then I did my own, and I'm going to compare the two. It's funny. So even chat GPT had some slight variations when I did my own, but this is the one I found on Twitter. Top 10 baseball players of all time, according to chat GPT. Babe Ruth comes in at number 1. Willie Mays comes in at number 2. Hank Aaron comes in at number 3. Ted Williams of my Boston Red Sox come in at number 4. Ty Cobb, number 5. Mickey Mantle, number 6. Stan Musial, number 7. Lou Gehrig at 8. Jackie Robinson at 9. And Barry Bonds, who's much controversy, is going to be the debate because we got Scotty in here and he doesn't believe in the roid and stuff, which I agree. I don't believe in the roids either, but I'm just saying. And he comes in at number 10. Do that, and then I'll show you when I did Chat GPT. There's some slight variations towards the bottom on who's in and who's not. So, what's your thought when you just first look at that list, Russ?
My thought is, I even being a Yankees fan, I think the over-evaluation of Babe Ruth is just because what he did. Just like it's the time he played in. I don't know if I can even put him there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Hank Aaron did it, but what? How many years later? So I think Ruth's more on his name that he shouldn't be one. I'd go more Mays, Aaron, Mantle, Ted Williams. It's the guys I love. Lou
Yeah.
Gehrig. I know Bonds is always going to be an asterisk on there because what he did. I love Barry Bonds. I don't know if he belongs in the top 10. Jackie Robinson, obviously. I mean, this guy broke the color barrier in baseball, so and what he did. But I don't know about Ruth as being the best player for this being compared, in baseball.
Yeah. And then here, so you see some of those names there at the end, and then you see some ones that they added when I did today, like 25 minutes before the show. Let me do my own chat GPT. I didn't even have an account. I had to sign up real quick so I could run something. But so I didn't have time to do a pretty chart for that one. But when I did it, you can see at the end, Roger Clemens. I think they just want to throw a little bit of a controversy at the end. Roger Clemens doesn't really deserve. Walter Johnson, he wasn't in the other list as well. So you see a little bit of a different shakeup. But they also had Babe Ruth at number 1, Willie Mays number 2, Hank Aaron's, Ted Williams, Ty Cobb, Lou Gehrig, Stan Musial,
Gehrig.
and Walter Johnson. So they have a couple. So it just shows if you did one later, you'll probably even come up with another name. I guess number 10, just to be controversial, Chat GPT wants to get people talking, I guess.
I mean, I noticed there, the first, no pitching, which, you could throw Nolan Ryan in there, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and then
I love the everybody talks. Obviously, they'll be like, "Oh, who's on your Mount Rushmore for Yankees?" And people would be like, like you put in Ruth, you put in Mantle, you put in. I mean, people don't say Jeter is a top five.
Yankee bias, Scotty. Yankee bias there. DiMaggio at 10 for me. I mean,
Dimash, yeah, I love it. Yeah, get a little Yogi in there too. The guy's got
his
helmet look.
56 game hitting streak, you know, was impressive, but that was back in the day. So too much Yankee love.
I mean,
So
if you're going like people don't talk about Jeter as a top five, but this guy's got the most hits in postseason histories, 3,000, 5 World Series. But the Yankees got so much history where you got Mantle on there, and Maris was the one who held the home run record until whatever you want to say, McGuire broke it. If you consider McGuire breaking it, and then Bonds broke McGuire.
right. Some people think Aaron Judge has the American League record because or overall,
Yeah,
it is
overall,
what it is.
people, yeah. Hey,
But
I'll take
anyway,
it. That means the Yankee guy's got the home run record. That's fine with me.
yeah, but hey, I know. But hey, you know what I say? Yankees are my least favorite team in all of pro sports. As much as I don't like the Buffalo Bills, the Jets, and the Patriots in football, the Yankees supersede every team I dislike in all of baseball. So,
I mean, what's your problem with the Bills? I got no issue, but I mean, I got no being a
they're
Jets.
just division rivals.
Being a Jets fan, I sympathize with the Bills, knowing what it means to lose. So I don't got a problem
Oh, the
with the
Bills have
Bills.
won the past few division. Anyway, it's the baseball show, but the Bills have won some division titles. I don't like any of the teams. The Bills, the
The
Jets. I
hatred for
mean,
the Yankees, I
honestly,
got
your two teams are my least favorite teams in sports. Because if you ask me, my second least favorite team is the New York Jets. So I don't like either one of those teams. So, but
Well,
it is what
it's
it
back
is.
in the hatred. I hate the Red Sox. I hate the Dodgers, but I'll agree with Scotty, and because I'm a baseball purist. Ted Williams, is one of the best baseball players of all time. I
Yeah.
always
Well,
say it.
thank you guys. Give me some Red Sox love. I love it. So I remember wearing their minor league affiliate hat here tonight. So I'm a Red Sox guy. So this is their Greenville Drive out of Greenville, South Carolina. I've been to a game there, so I bought the hat. But anyway, that's for another story. But yeah, I think those lists, I bet you if Scotty or you went and did a chat TPD, asked them, what's the top 10, they may even give you a different name. I'd be interested to see what they do on football and
Yeah.
whatever, see who
I
they.
might put 7 Yankees at the top, and then everybody. Just,
Yeah, exactly. But
but yeah,
remember,
I
the
mean,
Yankees, though, not sounding like a whining fan of another team, but the Yankees, most of their dominance was before the draft, and they could just outbid all the other teams, and they were able to get these players in a time. I mean, look how much interest the Red Sox had in keeping Babe Ruth. They traded him for money so he could open a play and whatever. So it just shows that the Yankees were all serious back then, while all the teams were just putting around. So now, ever since they have drafts and sit farm systems and other teams are spending money, things have evened out in the baseball world. This year the Yankees are good, but they've gone through several years where they haven't been very good. So it
well,
just shows
we're
that
talking
things
about
even out.
drafts. We did get one player in the draft, who got passed up 4 times and is one of the best shortstops in all time. He could have gone to San Diego, he could have gone to Cincinnati, but
Yeah. Hey, it's all fun, but that's gonna be fun. I probably will do a chat GPT just to see. Well, I wonder if maybe Dan Marino or one of those Larry's. I wonder if anyone, Larry Little, or someone would fall for them, or there would not even be a dolphin. Who knows? So I may do that as a bit. I haven't been doing my dolphin shows for a while, other than helping out this network on Tuesday nights with Steve. But other than that, just taking a little bit of a break. trying to do a lot. My son's graduating from high school. We got a lot of stuff going on.
There you
My other
go.
son's going to be,
Congratulations.
yeah, exactly. So we've been doing a lot. So I was just trying to get a lot of stuff done. Like I said, today I spent a long time at the DMV so he can get his picture for the card and all that. So it's like a long day. So, but the good thing is, I guess I get more freedom to watch whatever game tonight. But I'm not gonna go through the button or whatever to try to get Apple TV for a trial, and do this and that. And I'm just gonna if it's any season I can miss the Red Sox, it's this season. They're not playing very. This will be only the second game I haven't seen. I didn't watch the other Apple game they had this year. So it's I'm just not going to sign up for Apple for that
No, no,
for
no. I
one
don't blame
game.
you. I don't blame you.
I know there's going to be football fans that are signing up for like Netflix that didn't have Netflix, that didn't have Amazon. The die hard. It is not quite, Scotty, because my one son's away at college at the University of Florida. Go Gators! But the other one, he's more like me. He doesn't really know this age, so that's why I say we got some work with him to do. He's going to be going to a technical school in the area, so we're just trying to get his butt going. So but good kid. He doesn't know what to do. So that's what we're trying to do. So that's why that keeps busy too. But yeah, it's just weird having two adult kids now, because he turned 18 recently. My other kids are going to be 22 in November. It's just, it's crazy how time flies. So, but yeah, man, this has been a pretty cool season, I have to say. I like it, man. Even though with my Red Sox not doing well, there's a lot of exciting baseball.
Yeah,
I
solid base.
know baseball will go crazy, and Major League executives, they would never admit it, but their fingers are crossed for a New York Yankees, Los Angeles Dodgers World Series.
I
That
mean,
would
I
be their
think,
ideal series. That would probably be the best ratings of the World
yeah,
Series.
I think baseball wants that as baseball's had down ratings in a Dodgers Yankees World Series. It'd kill me. I'd be, I'd be on pins and needles the whole time. But obviously, that's what baseball wants because they want to get those numbers back up.
Yeah,
As
I mean,
you know,
that'd be
it's
their
really hard.
ideal, but that's where all the sports cliches get everyone, because everyone was saying, "Oh, they're gonna," like I don't follow hockey, but everyone was saying, "Oh, they're not gonna want the Panthers. They're gonna want the Bruins in there." The Panthers went through the Bruins 2 years in a row in the playoffs. It's just normally about the best team. I know we love to make our conspiracies, and yes, they would love it. They would prefer it, but it's not rigged in my book to come out that way.
Well, this is what I've everybody talked about how what was it after the Boston Marathon bombings, the Red Sox won it all, and everybody's like, "Oh, it's rigged, it's rigged." I'm like, if baseball or any sport was rigged, the one team who would have won would have been the Yankees in '01 after what happened in 2001. If
Right.
baseball was rigged, the Yankees would have gave it to the Yankees because of what happened in New York. So
That's why we all liked it was rigged. Last year was fans saying, "Oh, it's rigged because Taylor Swift's dating this dude, the tight end, whose name escapes me, like Kelsey." And then no, they wanted them Super Bowl because they got the best quarterback on the planet right now, and then a really good coach to coach him up, and good defense and a good offensive line. So that's why they won. But but it's fun because it makes us be able to say it's a conspiracy, and it's not any conspiracy because believe me, it would have been out years ago, like WWE secrets and stuff would be out
yeah,
and about, man. So
Scotty, no updates yet. He's not. I know he's starting to throw. He's starting to hit like 90 off the mound, but they haven't let anything out on timeline yet. We're all waiting for that, but well,
well, if football's rigged, I know you say it in jest probably, but if football's rigged, they got some bad damn script writers. Why don't they change it up more and have more teams like getting their fan bases all fired up that your team won the freaking Super Bowl instead of like giving New England 5,000 during the run? I know I exaggerate, but and then over the years, and now like Kansas City's just wiping the slate unless they just really love quarterbacks and they just want to up everyone's resume as a great quarterback. But to me, it's just sometimes the good teams win because they're the best team. So Anyway, hey, we're almost at the end. Is there anything new and exciting you have to say other than anything other?
And watch MLB, watch college baseball, but I was trying to look up to see if I had any Garrett Cole updates, but doesn't look like much updates on Cole what I'm finding. So that was what I was going on, and
I'm gonna go
I
to
guess no
stats real
news.
quick, just the advance. You can
Oh
already.
yeah, yeah. Angel Hernandez is retiring.
Oh yeah, Angel Hernandez. I mean, you know that um probably came from the top, and it was just like a mutual agreement because it came to him in a financial settlement, and he's gone, and players celebrated. So it is. It's
You hear that Will Clark story where Angel Hernandez calls a strike, and Will Clark goes, "Hey, Angel, is that the farthest he can go?" And he's like, "Yeah." And then the next one is a strike again, and it's like 6 inches farther. And he's like, "Where was that one?" He goes, "Well, it moved on me." And then he goes, he saw him out at the bar with a couple of the other crew. He thought, and he took care of their bill, which was like $25 worth of beer. And he walked over. He's like, "Hey, Angel." He goes, "You got anything to say to me?" He goes, "No." He goes, "Ever since every game Angel and Hernandez did after that, my strike zone was like this
yeah.
because he spent $25 a piece." That's probably why
Hey, that's not bad, man.
that's probably why
That
he
is
was so bad. He was always paying for going for the free bill the next night.
that's a good player. That's like just a name, even though he kind of faded out and he doesn't have the long, I guess, name of some of the. But Real Clark, man, like in the '87, I mean, he was
Oh
like
yeah,
a really good young, player, man, and
great
just
player. Yeah.
yeah. So it's just funny. That's another name from the past that you just kind of forget about. But when I was a kid, I collected some of, obviously I tried to get my Jim Rice when I was younger and just Red Sox. But when my collection started expanding, I used to buy Real Clark rookies and all this kind of stuff. So, I remember that like 1987 Flair, I think, or whatever it is. I'm trying to picture this nice looking card. So it's just, those were the days.
Yeah, it was a solid player. All right, Rob, always a pleasure jumping on. Guys, this is On Deck every Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern. I'm Russ Morgan here with Rob Mosely. Thank you for joining us. Make sure like, subscribe, comment. Everything's appreciated here.
Thank you, Scotty. Um, didn't a catcher probably miss a pitch so it hit? Yes, I've heard that, but I guess they denied it, but yeah, I think that happened one time, but he got hit. So I've heard that story too. I think there's actually footage of it. So
It's great. That is solid footage.
yeah, so so it's out there. Scotty, as always. Jeff, if you're still in here, thank you very much. And now I gotta find the video out. So with no further ado, guys, we're out. Thank you again, Russ.